Hey guys, how you doing? Guitarra here, and today I'm going to play for you in this video a little composition I put together. Once again, I did it keeping in mind what you guys like most, a little bit the Spanish feel, a little bit of fusion of Mediterranean. And then after this, as I usually do, I'll break it down note for note for you guys to play and learn it with me. So it sounds something like this. That's it guys, I hope you guys like it. Make sure you comment and rate, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless. Hey guys, how you doing? Guitarra here, and we're off to learn the first part of Amar Y Liberar. Now that's a little composition I put together for you guys. There's a link here, you can go and watch the whole video. And we're gonna learn now the intro. And the intro sounds something like this. rhythmic part, but that's going to be for the second video because I don't want to keep them too long, and plus I want to explain it in a lot more detail. So let's go to our intro. FYI, if you're wondering, as many of you have watched the previous video, the guitar might sound a little bit different than now. That's because in the previous video where I played the whole thing, I prefer the guitar to be dropped a half a step lower. And I tune my guitar back up on a regular E tuning, so you guys don't have to change and I don't confuse anybody. Because I remember when I taught with the lower drop guitar, some of you got confused, and I guess it's natural. So this is a regular tuned E guitar. If you guys want to give it a go and sound like the guitar that I play on the previous video, just tune it a half a step lower and play the piece exactly the same way. Alright, let's get started. Now, we go on the second string, on the third fret with our ring finger, and we pluck 4 times. 2 times slow, and you might want to add a little bit of vibration on your finger to make it more interesting, and 2 times close together. So we have, and then we move the middle finger up 1 fret, still on the second string, on the second fret. Just pluck once, and then with your ring finger move to the third string on the third fret, then middle finger again, but this time on the third string on the second fret. Now when I did it slow, I let the sound fade out, but you want to pull off or a bend release from the second fret to the open. So we have, then we're going to go to the 4th string, that's our 3rd bass, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go 3rd, 2nd, and pull off. Yeah, just one time. I just did it for exhibition purposes. And then we move to our middle bass, that's the 5th string, on the 3rd fret with the ring finger. 1st fret in the middle bass again. Keep that index on the 1st fret of the middle bass and pluck the 6th top E string on the 3rd fret with your ring finger. And now we're going to play the middle bass again, that's why I told you to keep it there, and slide that middle bass with your index all the way to release and touch on the 12th fret right over the metal strings, and we're going to do a natural harmonic. So when you're touching over the metal fret on the 12th fret, softly without pressing down, just touching, when you pluck it, you're going to hear this harmonic sound. If you also release at the same time you pluck, you have a more traveling sound outwards, and you have a nice little melodic harmonic right there. Now the next part is very fun. Now let's break it down. What I do there is that you want to just put down your fingers either like this if it makes it easier, or like I do, just bar the 4th, the 3rd, and the 2nd string on the 2nd fret. Now you can also bar the whole thing if you like and grab the 1st string if it makes it easier for you. It really doesn't matter because we're not really using this bottom string, we're only using this 3. Alright, now I'll be putting my finger like this on the 2nd fret. You guys can do it any way you like. Before we do that though, lift them up, have them ready, or have them ready, or have them ready, doesn't make a difference how. Again, pluck the 4th string open, and then pluck the 4th string again, but place all the fingers down on the 2nd fret. Then with your middle right badass finger, pluck the 2nd string, remember it's on the 2nd fret, and then with your index the 3rd string. Easy, yeah? Now we're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to do it on the 3rd fret. We're going to play an open bass, down with the fingers on the 3rd fret this time. The same thing again now on the 5th fret, open bass. Same thing again, back up 2 frets on the 3rd fret. Or should I say frets, because we're using 3 strings. And one more time. Alright, now the second time around we're going to do, again we're going to do the same progression walks on the same frets, but we're going to change a little bit the right hand pattern. So there I want to see it as a roll down. Again, an open bass. Put down your finger and pluck that bass again, but this time instead the middle finger, first go with your index and then with your middle. That's 3rd and 2nd string. a small roll down, and then thumb, middle. One more time. Then we're going to do this same thing again, but on the 3rd fret. Open bass, 4th string, 3rd bass. Then 5th fret. And then we're going to do it again on the 3rd. But don't play that last middle finger now, because we're going to play with the index and the middle, the 3rd and the 2nd string together, and as we plug, we're going to slide down to the 5th fret. Then move your fingers back up where they were on the 3rd fret, 2 frets. Pluck those 2 strings again, that's the 3rd and the 2nd, index and middle. Lift up and play them open, again 3rd and 2nd. And down on the 2nd fret as we first started this little procedure, but this time you're going to pluck also the 4th string along with your index and your middle, the 3rd and the 2nd string. I know it might get a little bit too over information, guys, or I might be over explaining it, but I want you guys to learn this because I know most of you requested it and you really liked it, so I want to share it, and I want to see videos of you guys playing it in no time. So I'll play it one time and then we're going to do those little fun solos. On the 2nd fret again, but this time the ring finger on the 3rd string and the pinky goes on the 2nd fret again, but on the 2nd string. So we've got these 2 here, and the last 3rd treble string, or the 1st treble string, the E, is open. Now you can put other fingers, but for some reason I prefer these 2. And we're gonna play simple, and if it's too difficult for you guys to play, it's a roll down, 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string, and I think I play 3 times there every time. Then I move 1 fret down with these 2 fingers on the same strings, and 1 fret up again. And if you like, you can plug it with your thumb, index and middle. I think that will be much easier. Last part that I did, it's not hard, I'll break it down note for note. As we come here the 2nd time around on the 3rd fret with these 2 fingers there, we're gonna play the roll down again, the 1st roll down, but instead of going back up again, we're gonna place our index down on the 1st string on the 1st fret, plug it again, and pull off to the 0 position. That's the open 1st string. Then the 2nd string, pinky or any finger you guys choose, is on the 3rd fret, and then play open the 3rd last string again, then back to the 2nd, then 3rd, now went 2nd and 3rd again. I'll do it one more time slow. Finish it. A few notes left, guys, be patient. And we're going to place down our index again on the 1st string on the 1st fret, and we're going to slide all the way to the 12th, pluck once and slide to the 12th. You can pluck twice, then when you reach on the 12th fret you can also do 3, then 2 frets up on the 10th fret, then all the way up to the 5th fret, 1 fret up to the 4th, and then 3 frets up on the 1st string and pull off. So this last part one more time from here. And next video we're gonna learn the rhythmic part. Find us on Facebook, join our guitar friends. There's thousands of guitar friends there sharing music and how much they love each different style, and Spanish style, blues style, anything goes there as long as it's relevant to music. Again, thank you for watching. God bless. Hey guys, how you doing? Guitarra here, and we're off for part 2 of Amar Y Liberar. Now in this video we're going to learn note for note how to play the rhythmic part along with a little bit of melody intertwining or blending in between. It took me a few days to post this video because I was busting my head how to break it down as best to my abilities, because there's just so many little things, nicks and knacks happening in between, but I think I got it down now and I'm ready. So I'll play it down one time and then we're gonna get started. Our little piece that we're going to do today, but this little piece is going to take a lot of explaining. And I'm also using a new pickup I got from eBay for like 10 bucks. It's just another way of amplifying the guitar. I hope it sounds not a little bit better, but loud enough for you guys to hear what I'm doing, and the camera picks it up nicely. Now let's go for the chords first, and then we're going to learn what I like to call the patterns of threes, and then the melody. But first the chords. The A chord, just like we did in the previous video where we're barring the 4th, the 3rd and the 2nd string, either with these 3 fingers or like so, doesn't really matter. And then there is an A sharp chord. Now maybe you are more familiar if I hold it like this, some of you. If some of you don't know the bar chords, you can check out a video I have. I'm going to put it somewhere here or here, where I'm showing how to press down bar chords with only 2 fingers. But again, using this technique has no problem as long as you get the correct chord being pressed down. So what happens here actually is that I'm holding with the middle finger the 4th string on the 3rd fret, and with the ring finger the 3rd string on the 3rd fret, and with the pinky the 2nd string on the 3rd fret again, and I'm barring. That means I'm pressing down on all 6 strings using my index. That's an A sharp chord. Now again, you can hold it like this, like I do. No problem, it's just going to be whatever makes it easier for you. And from this A sharp, if we move with the same shape of the fingers, 1, 2 frets more down, we get the C chord. And then move back up again 2 frets, and then back to the A. So exactly as we did in the first video, but we're using full chords. So we're going from A sharp, C, A sharp, and A again. Alright, now that we learned that, let's mute the strings. Just press down softly with your left hand, and we're gonna do the pattern of 3, meaning what I made up just to make it easier to teach this lesson. We're gonna plug with the thumb the middle bass, that's the 5th string counting from down up, along with the 3rd string using your index, and then together the middle badass right hand finger with the ring on the 1st string and the 2nd together, and to finish it off just the index on the 3rd string again by itself. So that's the pattern of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very easy. I just say the pattern of 3 because that's the basis that we're using for the rhythm, and when I go through chords I just tell you play the pattern of 3, and you know you gotta do that. So we're holding down the A chord and we're going to play the pattern of 3. Then shape your A sharp chord, play the pattern of 3, and then go to the A again and play only the first part of the pattern of 3. That's the middle with the bass and the index together. So let's go through it. Then up, down, up. You can use your index, you can use all your fingers, whatever suits you the best. And when you're changing to the A sharp, in all these examples that I was showing you guys now, I was playing the middle bass. You can also play the bass underneath that, the fourth string. It really doesn't matter, but it will give a better texture if you also change the bass. It will give it a little bit better. And now we're going to do the same pattern, exactly the same, with a little bit of difference at the end. Instead of going up, down, up, we're going to go up, down. And also, so instead of 3 hits, I did only 2, and on the second down one, I use my pinky. I'll remove the other fingers to go flat on the strings and kill or mute the sound from elongating. That's the 3 finishing strum, and that's the 2 finishing strum with finishing down with the pinky. Even if you're holding the A chord like this, I think you can still stretch a little bit with your pinky and mute the strings. Now that's, let's say, half part of the pattern. The next one will be using our C chord along with it. So in order to get to that C chord, we need to pass again from the A and the A sharp. So we're going to play on the A, the pattern of 3s, then on the A sharp, the pattern of 3s, then on the C, but we're just going to play the thumb and the index as we did finishing before, and then just as before, up, down, up, the 3 strum pattern. Then move back up on the A sharp, 2 positions up. That's the pattern of 3s on the A sharp. Back to the C. That's again the pattern of 3s on the C. And finishing, jumping from there all the way to the A. Thumb, index together as we did before. And the strumming now is not going to be 3, it's not going to be 2, it's going to be 4. And the 4th one, we want to add the mute. Using again the pinky for an end. So this is the second part of the pattern, guys. Be patient. And that completes the pattern, the rhythmic pattern. You can play it one more time as I did in this video example, and then get started on the melody. I'll play it one last time and then I'll get on the melody. Be patient, I want everybody to get this. So if some of you got it, just wind the video forward and find the melodic part. But I want to play it for everybody out there that might still have a little bit of problem. Alright, now you can again play that one more time and start with the melody. Very easy to do. Let's start first with the melody that goes on the first string. Open, and then put down your index on the first fret, then 4th fret with the pinky, lift up the pinky, and you're still hopefully holding with your index on the first fret, and then start with your A pattern of 3s, with your A sharp pattern of 3s, and finishing with the thumb and index. Without the up, down, up strumming, we remove that in order to blend in the melody. So we have now here I just did 2 times open on the first string, then press down again as before the first fret with your index, and then lift up to play open, then 2nd string 3rd fret, and now we do the same strumming as before, the half strumming. Pattern of 3s on the A, pattern of 3s on the A sharp, and then thumb index on the A. And then we're going to play from here. Now notice that we are pressing down our A chord, so we're actually on the 2nd string on the 2nd fret when we plug it. 2 times, down with your ring finger if you're holding like me on the 3rd fret. If you're holding a regular A chord like so, you can put your pinky down. So I'll show it with the pinky. Pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Lift it up, that's playing the 2nd string on the 2nd fret. Down the pinky on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. So it's a nice little. And this time we're gonna do the last part of the pattern, moving from the A to the A sharp to the C. Pattern of 3s. And finish up with a 4-hit strumming with a mute at the end. Excuse me. That's it, guys. Now I know it might get a little bit confusing, but I'm sure I broke it down very nice for you guys. Just rewind it a little bit and check out the little details. Remember the patterns of 3s. Now the bar chords can be very annoying to get the clear sound and changing fast, especially if you're using this technique, but I know you guys can do it. And in the next video we're gonna be learning how to play the little harp feel. And then also our next falsettos and putting them all together. So I hope you guys like it. I hope I explained it well enough for you. Make sure you comment and rate. Come and join us on Facebook. There's thousands of guitar friends there having fun, exchanging ideas, posting videos of their favorite guitar players or of themselves playing guitar. And it also helps them develop each other's knowledge and love for music, being motivated forward, because as everybody knows out there, music is fun, but it's still a hard thing to learn and move forward on a daily basis. So keep the spirits up and high, guys. Thank you for watching again. God bless. Hey guys, how you doing? Guitarra here, and we're off for part 3 of Amar Y Liberar. And this is what I like to call the turnaround. Further down than what we're going to do in this video, because it just sounds better like a full complete image. But that little last part of the progressive rhythm, I'll show it in another video. Now what do I do there? What do we want to do there? We want to shape, after you finish everything we've learned in the previous videos, we want to shape D minor on a bar chord. Now this chord right here, it's a D minor, and it's the same as the D minor up here, but played with higher up the fretboard. I mean down the fretboard, but higher on the scale do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. And what we actually do is that we want to bar with our index all the 5th fret. That's all 6 strings on the 5th fret, and then place your ring finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string, counting from down up, and then on the 3rd string go with your pinky on the 7th fret, and then with your middle left badass finger on the 6th fret, yeah that's right, on the 2nd string. You have a nice D minor there. Now before we show the right hand, let's show the rest of the chords. The chords that we already know, so we're not going to learn anything new from that perspective. We're going to move up 2 frets and change our shape into what we've learned in the previous videos, where we bar all 3rd fret with the index, and then we're also barring the 4th, the 3rd, and the 2nd string on the 5th fret, and we have a C major chord. Then we want to move up 2 frets with the same shape on the A sharp, then 2 frets back down again, then back up again, then back to the C, and finish on the A. Don't worry about this progression. When I tell you what you do with the right hand, you'll have a better memory on remembering when to change the chords, because the sound fits perfectly. Now that we've seen what we do with the left hand, let's see what we're going to do with the right hand. It's nothing difficult, it's actually quite fun, and you guys can use it in other chord progressions and get a very cool sound out of it with such a simple right hand pattern. It's going to be using your ring finger, middle finger, and index, playing the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd string backwards. So as we learned before, the pattern of 3s, this is the reverse pattern of 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, and your ring finger, middle, and index. So I play it 3 times there, with the 3rd time a little bit sluggish. Now, to make it a little bit more interesting, we want to add an alternating bass. So we're going to use the middle bass and then the one under it. The first time around that we do the backward roll, we want to use with your ring finger also your thumb and plug them together. Second time again, but use the one under it, that's the 4th string. And then back up on the middle on the 3rd time. So if I put them together, we should have. That's all we do with the right hand, guys. So now I'm going to put it into good use with the chords. Shape a D minor chord and remember that alternating bass. Alright, one more time before we go for the next example. Alright, now in the composition you just play that once, and then you move up to the C major bar chord, and you play the same thing again, but the 3rd time you're going to do the roll, you're going to play only the thumb and ring finger. You're not going to finish the triple backwards. So it finishes right there. And now instead of having that 2 extra notes, we're going to have a 3 strum up, down, up with the index. And you can just lift up your fingers to mute it. So putting them together, you want to move 2 frets higher with the same position of your left hand to the A sharp and play twice the triple roll back. Change swiftly to the C major, play once the roll back, then back to the A sharp, play once, back to the C, and finish to the A major chord with all middle, index, and well, that's thumb also together to finish it. You can also plug everything, plugging this 3, this bass, or this bass, and make a louder sound, but that's clearly up to you. Now, so it doesn't get confusing, guys, you can rewind it, but I'm also going to play it now again slowly, and you guys can follow along and see the changes happening together. C major, A sharp, one more time, and to finish it off we do our quadruple strumming up, down, with the cut of using the pinky. Now, I'm not going through much detail on that because I already explained in the previous video on how to mute using your pinky and all that stuff. Now we're going to do one more time the rhythmic pattern, or the melodic rhythmic pattern we learned in the previous videos. guys know that one as well. It's using the pattern of threes. Now that we've done that, it's like we've did a little call or initiation to start our next melody part, which has a little bit of influence of Mediterranean. And let's get started. Now there it's very easy, everything is happening on the first string. We play once on the first string, open, down on the first fret, down on the fourth fret, play one more time on the fourth fret and slide on the fifth, play again on the fifth, maybe one more time, then move up one fret on the fourth, up on the first, and you can bend, release, or just lift it up and play it open. And then as we did in the previous video where we had melody and rhythm intertwining, we're gonna play our little A to A sharp to A with threes without the strumming part, because we want to have that gap so we can jump to the next melody. Now this is not very difficult, it's very similar to the same progression, but we play twice on the open E string and down on the first fret. And once you pluck once on the fourth, slide straight away on the fifth. Play again as before, two more times. Up on the fourth, up on the first fret, open. But this time we want to play a little bit more. That's on the second string on the third fret. Then up one fret on the second string, second fret. Then on the third fret on the third string, then up one fret on the third string on the second fret. So let's play that second part a little bit more. And now we'll play part of the rhythm as we did before. And now we have a nice little repetition melody. Nothing hard to do, is just playing twice while you're holding the A chord on the third string, and you're holding it on the second fret because you're holding the A chord, so you play twice there. Then down with your ring finger or your pinky, depends how you're holding the chord, down with that finger anyway that you guys are using on the third fret. Play that once, lift it up, play it once, that's on our second fret, and then release the whole chord to play it open, and then press back down again. But this time, instead of just playing a single note, make sure you pluck with your index while you're holding that A chord and your thumb, so you start the pattern of threes. So what we do is we're actually blending the last note of the melody into the first note of the rhythmic part. Let's play it and see what I'm talking about. Now there we only play twice, and then we have a little slide action. So what do we have there? So we have that double play on the third string on the second fret, down on the third fret, and then slide to the fifth, up on the third again, up on the second, bend, release to the open, and then we're going to the fourth string, that's our third bass, we're playing on the third fret. Then we're playing on the second fret of the same string, bend, release. Then we want to move up to our middle bass, that's the fifth string, and playing the third fret. Then the same middle bass, fifth string, first fret. Then we place our ring finger, as we did in previous videos, on the third fret of the 6th bass, top bass. Then play open the 3rd bass, that's the 4th string. Then the middle, while we're pressing on the 1st. And we do 2 hits so we can start on our next little. That's gonna be for the next video. But just so I don't get too confusing, I'll show this last little progression melody once again, and then I'll play the melodic parts together. Or down here, whatever you guys prefer. Now, if we put them together, overanalyze it, but I want you guys to have a clear sense, and since I didn't make a tabs for this because it's going to take forever, I thought I'd break it down into good progressional videos. Alright, the next lesson we're going to learn that little bass hit. And clearing everything out. That's it, guys. Have fun. God bless. Make sure you comment and rate. Subscribe if you like to come and see more and more videos, and come and join us on Facebook. The thousands of guitar friends there having fun and exploring music through each other. God bless. Peace out, guys. Hey guys, how you doing? Give a Loser here, and we're off for part 4 of Amar Y Liberar. This will be our last video to finish the whole composition, and I'll play it one time through from where we got left off. If I remember correctly, we had a little melodic part, and then a little double golpe into our triple bass. Especially the last parts, if you guys haven't noticed, it's exactly what we learned in the previous videos, especially that very last part. That's our part of our intro actually. So sometimes when you make a composition, I think it's nice to revert back to a melody that you already played, because people have already heard it and they get excited when they hear it again. But either way, if you remember what we finished in our last video with that little melody, and we had a double hit on the guitar, or down here, really doesn't matter. We're gonna do just 3 easy notes. First we're going to play on the top 6 bass here on the 3rd fret, and then you're going to play the middle bass, that's the 5th string counting from down up, open, and hammer on the 1st fret. So while this is ringing, on the 1st fret of that string, that's the middle bass. So these are our 3 notes. Just a steady note with a hammer-on 2-note connection. And right there, we're gonna start playing on the A chord, on the A sharp as we did before, and back on the A. So that's A sharp, and back on the A. If you guys don't remember these chords, go back to the very first videos where I explain all of them in more detail. And we're gonna do once again what we do in the previous videos, the pattern of 3s. Small remembering, holding the A chord, that's plugging the middle bass with your index on the 3rd string, and then the middle badass finger of the right hand on the 2nd string, and on the 1st string with your ring finger together, and then with the index again but without the thumb by itself, the 3rd string. So we have one time on the A, one time on the A sharp, and then change back to the A and just plug thumb and index. No strumming after that as we did before. Yeah, and then you're gonna do the bass again. Alright, so we don't get confused how many times. The bass actually goes 3 times, but the 3rd time we will jump to an A sharp. So I play it one time, one more time. A sharp. Here comes the bass. Now one more time and we're going to jump to the A sharp. There, I know it might sound different, but it's actually 3 times the pattern of 3s on one chord. You might have some difficulty repeating it into a loop. That's just because the index actually plays twice. When you finish the pattern of 3s, you finish with an index, and straight away the index has to play again, but this time with the bass. So you want to just practice maybe index, index, thumb, index, index, thumb. So get a little bit more hang of it, and try to play now on the A sharp, as I said before, 3 times the pattern of 3s. Then we move 2 frets down, just like as before, to the C major, but on our bar chord. Again, check the videos before if you don't know these chords. And I did the same again. I played 3 times the pattern of 3s. I know it might get a little bit confusing, but following me up along with this one, guys. Then we're going to move up 2 frets to the A sharp and play only once the pattern of 3s. Then move 2 frets down on the C again and play only one time the pattern of 3s. Then move back up again 2 frets on the A sharp. You can write them down so you guys memorize them, and plug only the thumb and index, and quick triple strum up, down, up. And then move very fast down back to the C, again a triple strum, but since you're already up, you're going to go down, up, down. Down, up, down. Alright, so I'll play it one time, everything we've done here. Make sure you guys rewind the video and type down or write down how the progression is going, which pattern of 3, so you get that feeling. And hear it out one time, it might help you even more. You've got 2 options. You can either plug them all together and pause it and start our full rhythmic pattern that we learned in the previous videos. And we finish with that quadruple strumming. So I'm sure you guys remember this pattern. I'm not gonna waste it on this video and explain it. And or instead of finishing here, waiting for it and then starting the pattern, you could, when you finish from the C major, start straight away the next rhythmic pattern. So you would have, and you can start that over. Now we play only once that rhythm. Again, I hope it doesn't get confusing, but I like breaking things down a lot. And once again, another repeat, what we've learned with the backward roll of the fingers, from the D minor to the C to the A sharp, C, A sharp, C, and A. And I'll play it one time just for the record. And when I finish there, we just plug the third and the second string along with the middle bass together. And lastly, but again once more, we have a repeat now. This I'm sure you remember from the intro. It's the first walk we've learned to introduce the A sharp, and C. And then we change it a little bit around. Chord and plug the fourth, the third and the second string together and strum that bass. Once again, rewind the video in the beginning where you guys can hear the whole last piece put together. And I'm sorry I didn't take time to explain the last parts because again I have them on the previous video. If you just happen to find this one by accident first, I have links all over the place in the description as well, where you guys can go back to the first video or the video where I play the whole thing again and use your ear to put these things together and have fun. Okay guys, that's it. Make sure you comment and rate. I hope you enjoyed this final lesson of Amar Y Liberar. Come and find us on Facebook. There are thousands of guitar friends there sharing their knowledge, their likes, all the artists they like, different songs, not only about guitar, about anything that is related to music. And that really helps being together as a community to inspire each other. Music is life, life is music. Without music, there can be no life. God bless guys. See you on the next video.